Hi, and welcome to today's overview of the Manheim Township Fire Rescue COVID personal protection kits. Today, with the help of Chris Wertz, I'm going to explain the inventory of each kit, where we keep them, and then Chris is going to show everyone how to put everything on and take it off so that everybody does it within the recommended guidelines and doesn't have to worry about exposure. So starting Thursday, everybody's vehicle in the fire department and the police department will have these PPE kits on them. If you can see down here, they're kept in paper bags. That's to allow some of the products inside to breathe a little bit, to allow them to last a little longer, and it's also a little easier to open them up for what we need to do. We will be keeping these on the outside of each of the fire trucks, and for the police department, we recommend keeping these in the trunk. The other thing that probably should be kept with these kits are your medical gloves. To make these kits work, you will need latex or nitrile gloves, whatever you're carrying, but we did not put them in the kits because everybody wears a different size, and you'll wear those on more calls than just the COVID calls. So as I said, as we start to equip things, you may find that the gloves for the fire department are located in an outside compartment with the kits so that you're not returning to the cab and contaminating the cab. And that would be the same thought with the cruisers. If we keep everything in the trunk, if you get out of the car and find out that you have a COVID call, you could come back to the trunk, open it, and not dirty the inside of the car. Okay, we'll go on to what's in them. Each kit has the brown paper bag here. Chris will open it up for you. We have them sealed with a label on the outside to keep them closed. The label explains the inventory. It explains the order in which you should put the equipment on, and it also explains the order in which you should remove the equipment so that you're not contaminating yourself. For the police department, there will be one extra item in every kit. That'll be a white plastic trash bag. We'll explain that a little later on. For the fire department, we don't have these in the bags. We have them located in the fire truck in a container that is also carrying all the kits. You'll be able to pull the trash bag out of the plastic container and use it when we get to that part of the overview. In the kit is a vinyl, reusable, and by reusable we mean it's very heavy duty and it is disinfectable. We've gotten the guidance from the manufacturer. The fire department personnel will be taking these after each call, and we will be disinfecting them and then using them again in other kits to replace what's used. They have a head hole at the top that drapes around the back. They've got wristlets in the sleeves to help hold the sleeves down, and there's two ties for a belt in the back. If you are the size of a wearer that would be able to tie that behind you. I don't think I could. I think Chris can. Along with that, a pair of safety glasses. Again, you may have heard that face shields are recommended. However, they're very hard to get. We were able to get safety glasses. The guidance on covering the eye area of your face is simply so that you don't touch yourself. So even though these aren't face shields, these will provide enough protection that you're not touching your face, and they do wrap around and provide some limited splash protection. These also will be able to be disinfected and reused. We have an N95 mask in each kit. We'll show you how to put that on a little later on. And then there is a surgical mask, a regular surgical mask in each kit. That is for the patient that you may be taking care of. You want to put this on the patient's face so that they're not spitting, coughing, or sneezing, and and creating more of a problem for you. So Chris already started putting the apron on. He did everything the way we want. The first thing you need to do is put a pair of the medical gloves on. Take 2 pair with you if you're going in on a COVID call. The first pair goes under the apron, the gown, and through the wristlets. The second pair would go over top of the first pair and cover the wrist on the gown, just to give you some extra protection. It's more for protection when we take everything off. That way you won't be touching your face with dirty gloves. You'll be touching them with clean gloves. That'll become more apparent as we take them apart. Then we have the N95 mask. Some go around the ear. The ones that we've gotten, that we've got right now, go the opposite way. They go around the top of your head and kind of below your neck, as Chris has shown you. And then he would put on safety glasses at this point. Hopefully he can see. And then he'd put one more pair of the medical gloves over top of what he's got on already. And he would now meet the recommended protection level for a possible COVID call. One thing while he's dressing, one thing I forgot to mention, when you unseal the paper bag, try and do it the way Chris did. Try and do it as gently as possible, or just try and get your fingers under the label and slice the label. We would like you to reuse the bag at the end to contain all of the reusable PPE after the call. Okay, so Chris is all dressed out. He looks pretty comfortable, a little foggy. The call's over, so now what we would ask him to do, he'd come out, make sure the patient is all taken care of. We would start by retrieving the paper bag and the plastic bag, if the plastic bag is in it. If the plastic trash bag isn't in the paper bag, then you'd be working probably off the fire truck, and it'll be in that plastic container holding the PPE kits. But you'll want to get both of those bags out, and then we want to discard the non-reusable PPE. The gloves will be the only thing that is not reusable. Those we'll want to have you get to the ambulance. We're not set up right now with red bags or a place to dispose of those items in the fire stations. So we'd like to get the gloves or any of the other products that you think maybe we shouldn't reuse. Maybe if they got an excess of blood on them or other body fluids or things like that, we don't necessarily have to disinfect those and reuse them. If they've been really, really contaminated, we can just throw those out. But anything that is not going to be disinfected and reused, we'd like to get to the ambulance crew so they can take it to the hospital and dispose of it there. Okay. Then the order that we'd like everybody to use is to first, when they come out, take their safety glasses off, pull those straight away from your face and down, then work on removing the gown. You'll have to take the, probably have to start it and then take your extra layer of gloves off. And then you'll want to try and pull the gown up over your head and away from your body like that. start placing the gown. Will eventually go into the paper bag. A little tear here and there is okay. We aren't reusing the bags. We just wanted to contain everything on the way back to the firehouse. Then he'll take off his N95 mask. And again, try and, if you can, kind of pull it away from your face instead of up over. Then he'll remove the last layer of the gloves. And even perhaps before that, before you take the gloves off, roll the top of the bag up so that it's sealed, okay? Then we'd like to write on the bag with a pen or a pencil, whatever you have, write the location of the call that this was used at and write your name on it. That way we can track who used it and which call it was on. Then place any of these bags. If you're the fire department, you'll probably have 2, maybe 3 crew members that were dressed out. We want to take all those bags and place them in the trash bag and close the trash bag up. For the police department, each one of you can individually take your paper bag and put it in the trash bag and seal it up. Then sanitize and clean your hands real good. And then once you're clear from the call, we'd like you to get to your supervisor. For the fire department, it would be the on-duty captain. For the police department, it would be your sergeant, officer in charge, whoever's working that day. They can replace the kit for you, and then the fire department will collect the used equipment and disinfect it and return it into a new kit. And that's how the program will work for the time that we're under this virus outbreak. Thank you.